Hello everyone, my name is Leslie Concordia, and if you want to know what is interactive teaching method is, you're in the right video. So moving forward, what is interactive teaching method? So interactive teaching method is a means of instructing whereby teachers actively involve the students in their learning process by way of regular teacher-student interaction, student-student interaction, use of audio-visual, and hands-on demonstrations. The students are constantly encouraged to be active participants on the learning method. In this method, teacher will be using games to teach grammar and not only engage students, but also help them to remember what they have learned. If you are a teacher and if you want to interact with your students effectively, well, this video will help you in that. Teachers carry the responsibility to encourage the students to actively participate in the activity of the classroom, apply their brains, motivate themselves to think to have long-term memory retention. With these ways, students' knowledge will be improved along with their sense of interest, strength, team spirit, and freedom of expression will aid race. Great teachers are those who motivate their students to take up the task positively, perform in a better way, and give positive and desired outcomes. The quality of a good teacher involves being observant and responsive, nimble, and encouraging. They should always work with open mind so that they will be able to encourage their students in a better and productive way. Teachers should try out different interactive learning styles and the interactive session of the class. So as a teacher, you have a crucial role. So you need to be knowledgeable and have a lot of patience in handling your students. There are 5 interactive teaching styles that make a difference to the students. Number 1, brainstorming. Number 2, think, pair, and share. Number 3, buzz session. Number 4, incident process. And number 5 is the Q&A session. These interactive teaching styles can make your teaching more effective to your students. Let's go to the first one. So the first one is brainstorming. So brainstorming is a problem-solving activity where the students build on or develop higher order thinking skills. So it encourages creative thought. It also encourages students to think creatively with no limitations, and encouraging all the students to share their ideas in the class. So in brainstorming, I will give you this activity called force debate. So let your students debate in pairs. Students must defend the opposite side of their personal opinions. It encourages them to step away from their own beliefs and teaches them to look through a different colored glass once in a while. Once half of the class takes one position, the other half takes the other position. Students line up and face each other, and each student may only speak once so that all students on both sides can engage the issue. So in that way, your student will going to interact with you so that your students will interact with you and with their classmates, and in order them to improve the relationship in each other. So there are types of interactive brainstorming that you can apply to your classrooms. For example, in online interactions such as chat, forums, and emails. Team idea mapping, group passing, individual brainstorming, structured and unstructured, reverse or negative thinking. In these types of brainstorming, you can use it in your classroom discussion so that your students will going to give a critical thinking and have a comprehension on your topic. So another examples or activity in brainstorming is Scrabble. So use the chapter or course title as the pool of letters which to make words, and allow teams to brainstorm as many words relevant to the topic as possible. You can also actually play Scrabble and ask students to form words from the newly learned vocabulary. So in that way, your student will learn more vocabulary and improve their comprehension on your topic. So the second one is think, pair, and share. So it can help students interact with each other and learning as well. So in that interaction, the student will learn from his/her classmates and to his/her teacher. So for example, teacher will give the students a word puzzle which it can help students to form a word that can be used in the sentence. So let's go to the third one. So the third one is buzz session. So buzz session is participants come together in session groups that focus on a single topic. So like for example is group activities. So within each group, every student contribute thoughts and ideas, encourage discussion and collaboration among the students within each group. Everyone should learn from one another's input and experience. So in that way, your students will going to interact with each other and learn how to handle each situation with depending in each member. So let's go to the fourth one. So the fourth one is incident process. So incident process, this teaching style involves a case study format. So now I'm going to give an activity in this types of interactive teaching. So this activity called Ask the Winner. So ask students to silently solve a problem on the board. After revealing the answer, instruct those who got it right to raise their hands and keep them raised. Then, all other students have to talk to someone with a raised hand to better understanding the question and how to solve it next time. So now let us continue to the fourth one, incident process. So this teaching style involves a case study format, but the process is not so rigid as a full case study training session. The focus on its learning is how to solve real problems that involve real people, preparing your students for life beyond your classroom. Provide small groups of students with details from actual incidents and then ask them to develop a workable solution. So these types of teaching method will help you to give an instructions and solutions to the real problems that face in your students. So now let's go to the number 5, the last one but not the least, the Q&A session. So on the heels of every topic introductions, but prior to formal lecturing, ask your students to jot down questions pertaining to the subject matter on a 1/2 sheet of paper. After you collect the cards, mix them up and read and answer the students' generated questions. So in that way, your students will be enlightened and understand the topics that they can comprehend clearly. So in that way, you can help your students to understand the topic. Use this interactive teaching method to check the activeness of the students during the class. You can apply this method at the end of the class session. Once you finish the lecture or session, ask students to write on any specific questions only for 1 minute. It could be any general question such as what was the most important thing you learned today, or what your students have written, and if you find it necessary, you can open up a conversation about it in your next session of the class. So that's all in this method, and I hope that this method will help your discussion more effective to your students. Have a good day and God bless.